Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? I have got all sorts of plans that I have got lining up. We've had this big update with the game, 1.4, and one thing that I would just like to point out is that this one here, now if you have a look, we've got 3,000 litres of seed and 3,000 fertiliser. We had 5,000 litres of fertiliser in here, and now we've lost 2,000. So we've lost 2 tons of fertiliser, which is... actually, it's not that expensive, but yeah, it's a little bit of a nuisance. So this one is now done correctly, so that the seed tank is 2 sections and the fertilizer is 1 section, and it displays the correct amounts accordingly. And also, it has been updated. If you have a look at those coulters there, as we discussed, it is a direct drill, and they have now corrected it so that it is a direct drill. So the very biggest seeder in the game is now... it applies fertilizer and it's a direct drill, so we get the whole package all in one. So I'm really pleased about that. Something I'm not so pleased about is the update with the hired help. It is actually a bit of an error. At the moment, what it's doing is the hired help is not recognizing when you put in a false headland. So you do one pass along the end of the field to give it more room to turn round. It's not recognising that. It's going to the very end of the field and then seeing that the ground near it is already finished and saying job complete, which is a little bit of a nuisance because it means that we've got to move right to the edges of the fields, and yeah, it's just an absolute pain. However, it should be noted that this is only a temporary situation. Giants are working on a fix for this, and they have said, I don't know where, so I can't tell you exactly where, but I did read somewhere that Giants are hoping to release a fix for this in a matter of days. So we don't know exactly how long, but it's just a matter of days. We are going to... I've ploughed both of these fields, this one here and that one over there. That one didn't need ploughing. So we're going to cultivate these, and as soon as the cultivating is finished, we will then get going with the seed drill. We can drill that one there directly, and this one... Actually, you know what? I should probably have spread fertilizer on this one. I could go and spread some fertilizer on that other one over there. Let's see how much we got. Growth, soil composition. Yeah, we got no fertilizer on any of them. I've done a load of work on field 11, and I ploughed field 11, but it's not showing up as ploughed. So I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. But yeah, anyway, we'll figure that one out in a bit. You'll see that I have $176,000. Oh no, he's not blocked by an object. That was me. I did a whole load of jobs over on field 11, and doing all of those jobs meant that... Let me just start this one up, and I'll change to there. Unhitch, and I'll leave that one there. Doing all those jobs, I did ploughing, I did planting, I did all sorts of stuff, so we now have this 176,000, which is going to give us enough money to buy a whole load of cattle. I'm going to go and get a cattle trailer, a bigger one than that little one that we've got. Use the Tatra to drag the cattle over to their new home. Field 6, the grass up there is ready to cut. I could do with a front weight on this tractor, really. I don't think I've got one anywhere, though. It's a bit of a nuisance. I have been sort of using the loader arms to balance it out a little bit. We've only got 30 litres of fuel, so the first thing we need to do is fill up with fuel. We got plenty of fertilizer in here, so we don't need to worry about that. So let's just come over here, fill this one up. I'm going to start spreading fertilizer on that field there, and then I will go and spread on the other 2 as well. So we get 1 coat across all of them at least, and then we can... doing the seed drilling, that is going to give us another coat on each. If we're getting cattle, we're going to need a supply of grass, and we also need more grass for the sheep. And then we're also going to be wanting things like hay and silage and stuff like that. So what I was thinking is we can just do like some verges or something for the first bit of grass. That won't be a problem, because down near field 27, down in the bottom left-hand corner, we can just do a little bit of verge trimming around there in order to get enough grass for the cattle to start with. And then we also need to put hay in for them, because if you take a look here, if I press escape, we come up across right here for the cattle. You need water, which we've got a water bowser at the sheep, so we can take some from there. We'll need straw. We don't have straw at the moment, but we will be getting them soon. Grass is separate, and then silage or hay. So we don't have to make silage to start with, but we will need both of those in order to make up the power food, because you can't put plain grass in as power food anymore. It now must be hay, which is actually intended. It was never meant to be that you could put grass in for them. So, yes, my weekly question that I asked you last week was, do you want me to get some greenhouses? I'm going to get a couple of each type of greenhouse. Hang on, let me just skip out of this tractor and go over and see this one. I think he's nearly done. I don't want him turning round. What is he doing? I don't really want him doing any of that. He's going to get stuck in a minute. Oh, no, don't go up there. That's bad. That's very, very bad. Right, let's get in here and put a stop to this nonsense before it goes any further. And I've got... Is there any more up the side of this field? No, actually, that's everything done. So we want to go and put the cultivator going in this field over here. So I asked you last week if you wanted me to get greenhouses. I was going to put 4 greenhouses down near the cattle, and we'll be able to use the manure that the cattle produce to top up the greenhouses and get us a decent income. Let me just get my numbers here a minute. So 2,307 people answered this particular question, which is an absolutely huge number. That is fantastic. And of the 2,307, 304 of you said, no, don't do it. Which means that 2,003 people said, yes, you would like me to get the greenhouses and start getting some income from that. And the main reason for not getting it seemed to be that you thought it was going to be a little bit too much work with everything else that I've got going on as well. I don't think we're going to spend all that much time doing it. But yeah, we'll see. We'll sort of see how that pans out. So these are going to carry on. I just want as soon as that stayer is finished over there, we can move that one over to the next field. Let's skip out a minute. Run over here. And yeah, because of the bug at the moment, we can't do it like a little bit along the bottom of the field to stop him from going right out and turning on the road. There is nothing that we can do about that, unfortunately. The stayer is currently experiencing that weird bug with the field. I've still no idea why it does this. It sort of comes down part way and then decides it's reached the end of the field. And I have been told several times it's something to do with the meshes of the fields and to do with expanding them, and also to do with the fact that we use the roller. And yeah, there appears to be all sorts of reasons, none of which I quite understand. So yeah, let's just do that little bit there. And then if I put the hired help going down here, we can just finish off this field and then go and get the other 2 done as well. I might actually finish both of these. So my weekly question this week, and I realise that I did ask you something very similar in Sosnyovka, but I feel that it is a valid point. We have the Kuhn DLC coming out very, very soon. By the time you watch this video, it will actually be tomorrow that the DLC is coming out. Although I won't be able to feature it in a video until probably the weekend. But I would like to possibly include it in this series in the future. So my question for this particular series is, there is a round baler and wrapper combo coming out. Now, I was planning originally to use square bales in this map, and I did ask you previously if you wanted which artisan you wanted me to use, because I was going to be using square bales in this map, and we said that we would use the big artisan, the 16 bale one. Or did I use... Was that question in Sosnyovka? No, it was in this one. It was in this map. So I am still going to do square bales. I'm planning to have square bales for any straw that we do. However, for silage... Well, for silage, I'm thinking that we won't do silage in a clamp on this map. We'll do silage in a clamp up at the BGA. But for the cattle, I was thinking we won't do silage in a clamp. I was thinking to make it a little bit different. Oop, turn off. To make it a bit different, we'll only do silage bales. It'll sort of keep it interesting, keep things fresh and different. So I would then use either the just an ordinary round baler, and then we'll take them down and we'll wrap them whilst they're in the yard, bit like I did in the in one of the time-lapse episodes. I did much the same thing. Or we will use the Kuhn DLC and we'll use the wrapper baler combo. Would you like me to do that? Would you like me to use the wrapper baler combo that is going to be released, or would you like me to do separate baler and wrapper? It's your vote, it's your game. Head into the comment section down below and let us know which one you're voting for and why, and of course don't forget to actually cast your vote by mousing over in the top right hand corner. There should have been a card come up about now anyway, and you can cast your vote. I suspect I know which one you are going to go for, and I've been thinking about this, and the reason that I'm asking you this question here, even though it's kind of going to be a one-sided thing, I'm fairly certain that you are all going to vote for the Kuhn DLC, is because I can't really have that particular baler fit in anytime soon with either of my other two series, because I've got other plans in both of those. So yeah, we'll basically just sort of have to see how it pans out and how well the thing works, because I also have plans if it works. Someone is currently having a look at modifying a wrapper for me and producing something that I think is going to be pretty cool, and if we get that to work, I will use that in this map as well. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to sort of do it all, but yeah, I've got some fairly good, well, I think they're good. I've got some fairly big long-term plans for everything. But anyway, I am going to finish doing this fertilizing here. I'll do this field and that one over there, and then go back and do that one there, and we can get the seed drilling start, because I want to get started on our next task, which I think is much more important than doing this. Right, I've finished the cultivating over there. I finished the seed drilling, the fertilizing up there. I got fertilizing going on down here, and I'm about to start planting seed on this field. Not this one, that one there. So we can test the direct drill capabilities of the Amazon Condor and see that it does actually direct drill. I asked you previously just to talk about it in the comment section what you thought that I should plant, and a few people said that they thought that I should go for beans because I haven't really done beans for a while, and we didn't want to do corn or sunflowers because we don't currently have the header for it, and I didn't really want to go over and get them. So yeah, beans it is. That's what most people have said. We should go for beans. I have had a few people asking if I can do the oilseed radishes, and I will do them at some point, but I don't really want to do them today. Right. Excellent. We now have the largest drill in the game, which puts in fertilizer and drills and is a direct drill all at the same time. So we do everything in a single pass, which is absolutely wonderful. I love that we can do this. The only downside is that we're going to have to wait until the first growth stage before we can apply the final coat of fertilizer onto this field. But I think that's really kind of a minor detail that we don't need to get too concerned with. I'm going to carry on doing this for a little bit. I'll get some more fertilizing done, and then we can get started on the next task that I would really like to accomplish today before we finish up. Right. What I would like to do is take this trailer back to the dealership and return it, and get a bigger stock trailer that we can put onto the back of this one, and then we're going to buy some cattle, and I'm going to get as many cattle as I think I can get. Now, well, what I'm hoping is to be able to buy 30 cows, because that'd be $150,000, but I think that 30 would be an excellent start. We'll need to get the water bowser over there today so that we can get water in for them immediately. The one thing that we do have straw. We've also got straw, so we've got straw down there. And that is the annoying thing with the current bug with the hired help right there, is that you've got to allow them to go right up to the end of the field like that and turn. Yeah, it's not very realistic, and I don't really like it, but it's just something that we've got to work with until they can get in a fix for it. And we have been told that they're working on it, so it's something I'm not all that concerned about. We'll just sort of have to wait, and hopefully they'll be able to get the fix out soon so that we can stop worrying about how the hired help are behaving, because they're doing some very weird things at the moment. I will bring this one in here and return it, and then we can get our new stock trailer and go belting over to Mary's farm to start buying cattle. Now, I could just have them delivered direct, but it does cost, I think it's like 10% extra, so it's an extra $500 per cow, which it does add up. It does add up to be quite a bit of money at $500 per cow. And so return that one. Okay, and as per the rules that we've got for our own map here, we only lease, we don't buy unless we can actually get in and drive it. So this one will have to be leased. We go here. Now, that is the standard game one. I've got this one here. It's a much more expensive one, but it does carry more animals. 48 sheep, 38 pigs, 20 cows. This one doesn't actually tell you how many it is, but it's not that many. And I haven't actually... Oh, we've got a mobile water trailer here. I'd like to use that one because it means that we'll be able to use the pickup to tow it. And then we could leave the other water bowser up with the sheep. I thought that might be a better way to do it. This one here... Now, I have been told that this one can sometimes... You sort of have the animals, because it does it in 2 decks. You have two layers of animals in there. Let's lease that one for $7,000. What it basically does is that sometimes you can have the animals glitching in the top deck. It causes a... Yeah, so basically it's just... you're clipping, that's what it's called. It's clipping, isn't it? You have the animals clipping through the roof of the trailer, but I'm not sure how that is going to pan out. We'll have a look. Let's just hitch it on a minute and see what the options are for it. There we go. Hitch it on there. Let's get rid of the map. We can take a better look at this thing. And our options are activate, turn GPS. Well, there don't appear to be any options. I thought that there was a cover that could be involved with this one, but apparently not. Maybe it's just when you load them up, because if you can zoom in and you can see that it does have 2 decks, completely black inside. But we'll see. We'll see what it's like. Let's get this. We'll start making our way over towards Mary's farm. I'm also going to have to just nip back and check that the hired help are doing okay. I've just seen that one of those is complete now, and I'm going to put beans on all of our property, or at least that bit down the bottom anyway. So that'll be all beans down there, and then the rest of it will be something else. I'm not quite sure what we're going to have yet. So stop there and come round this way. I'm actually wondering which is the best way to get to Mary's farm from here. Let's do it this way. We can take a better look. So we're here. Mary's farm is over here. I would say that we want to come out and over by the farm here itself, and then just follow the dirt tracks all along the top end of these fields until we get here and up there. I mean, we can come up round that way if we want to, and then up to here. And then to come back again, we'll sort of go in a circle and come up that way. That one's doing all right. The fruit types, growth. Yeah, so we got a couple of different growth stages up there, so that will be ready soon. I know that field 6, the grass, that's actually ready to cut now. And we will be cutting some of it fairly soon. We're going to need to make hay for these cows, which, yeah, actually I should have... Okay, I'm too busy paying attention to everything except where I'm going, which is why I just missed that turning. So let's turn in here a minute, in beside the cattle. We do have, like I said, we've got some bales in here that we did a couple of days ago. And I think we just bring... Where do we bring the cattle to? I think we actually take them... I don't know if we bring them here or if we take them up. I think it's just the other side of that shed. Right, I will meet you when we're closer to Mary's farm, and I've gotten the hired help back at the yard. On track with planting our fields with beans. There's quite a lot of fields here that are all ready to harvest. I sort of fancy having a go at quite a few of them, because I know that the money we can get is quite good, and I quite enjoy doing harvest jobs anyway. I would say of all of the contracting jobs that you're allowed to do in the end game, harvesting is probably the most enjoyable. I'm not quite sure why though. Really couldn't answer that, because obviously you don't get to keep any of the crop for yourself. However, it does open up the possibility of doing a whole load of jobs on the same field all at once if you choose to, and I think that's always good because of the extra money that you can get. And I do like earning lots of money. I'm not going to lie to you there. I really do like earning piles of money in the game. It always makes it fun. And Yeah, but anyway, that aside, we are after cows. Now, I was saying that we would hopefully try to get 30 cows, but we'll start off with 20, and then we'll sort of see how we go after that. So, we bring it here, and I'm going to press R, cattle, buy. So we can fit 20 of them on board, which is $100,000, which isn't cheap by any stretch. And yes, I want $100,000 worth. Look at the squeeze on that. They fit, but barely. It really is barely squeezing them in, isn't it? Brilliant. I like that. Right. We now need to get these up to the yard, and then we've got to see about giving them... Well, first of all, they've got to have water. Once they've had water, then we can worry about getting the rest of it. We got straw there that we can put in for them. So... I mean, we're either going to have to move the stayer down, or we're going to have to buy something else in order to do it. And I'm not sure that we can really afford to do that at the moment. We're going to have a little think about this, I think. Anyway, I will meet you at the cattle yard. Our first 20 cattle all ready for our new farm. All we've got to do now is get them water and straw. I've been having a think about this, and I've already decided on there's a mod that I'm going to use a little bit, at least to start with, for the cattle, purely because it's something that I have been really looking forward to since I found out that we can manually move stuff around in this game. I think we'll have to bring the stayer down in order to put the straw in. But I'll show you the one that I mean in just a second, which I think is going to be absolutely incredible in this one. So let's bring those up there. As I said before, the one thing that's always disappointed me about this is that you can't unload with a... there's no unloading. Yeah, so I can't force unload or nothing with like an animation or anything. That's always been a slight disappointment to me on this. But anyway, we can still unload them. So let's stick our 20 cattle in here. Confirm, yes. 20 animals. There we go. We now have cattle in our field. Let's just have a quick look around here. And so you can't open the gates here. Which is a little bit of a shame. And you can't open those gates there. But we do have cattle wandering around. We've got our milking machine in there, the Lely milking machine. We've got a bit of straw here, so we'll be able to put some of this in, but we can't move them. However, what I am going to be using, I'm going to do some hay, and I'm hopefully going to be able to start cutting that in our next episode, where is the one, there we go, baling technology. Now, if we whiz up through here, there, the Welger AP730. This is a small baler. I have tested it a little bit. I won't include a link today, but I will include a link. I need to double check that the link I've got is the original download link. I think it is, but I'm not sure. So I will double check, and I'm going to have a look on their website here, which I didn't realise was there before, so that I can get the right download link. And I'll include the download link tomorrow. This one does do grass and hay and straw, so we could bale up some grass and chuck that onto a small trailer. Now we got the pickup. There's no others there, but if we go to trailers, well, actually I don't know if it's in miscellaneous. There's nothing in there. What I'd like is I'm going to get a small trailer that we can use. I don't know if there's anything with the baling technology, something that we could put onto the back of the pickup and take it round, and then just rope them down. But I don't think we've got anything here, so I'm going to have to look around for... Oh, that one might work. No, I think that's going to be a bit too big. Something that would realistically go with the pickup, and then we could bring them along. Just because I think that would be a really cool way of doing things. Having small bales on the back of the pickup, that would just be sensationally awesome. We just swing round there. So what we need, we are just about out of time. So what I think we'll do is I'm just going to park this one up here, and I will go and get the... I think we'll get the stayer, actually. We'll get the stayer and bring a water bowser down so that we can move some straw in and put some water in for them. Well, our next task is to take this stayer and the water bowser that I've just leased, and this one will live down by the cattle and the other one can live up by the sheep. I've got to find somewhere that I can back into the river and fill this one up. And as soon as I've done that, then we'll be able to take water to the cattle. I know that there is a water trough near there, but I believe that it's free if we can back into the river. And free right now sounds pretty good because we've only got 54,000 left. And I did want to be able to pick up some more cattle. I think we can do it here, actually. It's quite steep right here, but I think that we could realistically do this. Hang on. Let's just zoom out a little bit and have a look. How steep is it? Okay, that's a little bit too steep, I think. Right, so maybe we can't go driving in over the footpath there, messing it all up. Might not be the best way to do this. So where can we go in order to find some water that is free for the cattle? I'd like, yeah, there is some like beach areas that you can drive down into the water quite easily, but there doesn't appear to be any that are near either the cattle or the sheep. Now, I did find somewhere in the time lapse with the sheep that I could back in right close to the bridge. It's very, very steep, and you're kind of pushing it in the bounds of realism to be able to back in at that particular point, but I figured that we could probably get away with it. Over here, though, we seem to be going a long way. Right, there is a beach over there. I could go to that beach and fill up there. That's what we'll do. And, yeah, of course, next we're going to find out that we can actually fill this one up from the beach, and we can only fill this one up from water trigger points. The amount of time it has taken to get over here from the cattle, I think it probably would have been easier to just accept the financial loss. And I'm backing this one into the river. Oh, it does refill. Hoping that we don't need to actually go that far in. I was waiting for a... right, so that's too far out, but if we back here, this will fill. So that's actually not too bad. Yeah, I was waiting for a symbol to come up to say that we could refill it, but we didn't actually get one. Right, now that we've got our 6,000 litres of water, I'll take these back up to the cattle. I've only got pallet forks on the front of this one, but you can move round bales with pallet forks. I have done it myself. It's not quite so easy, but with round bales, it doesn't make a vast difference. It's when you're using big square bales that it starts to make it's a bit of a nuisance trying to use pallet forks on them. But yeah, we'll worry about that. We'll worry about getting a bale spike later on. I don't think we need to worry about it too much at the moment. I think we're okay with the pallet forks. Is this the feeding trough here, or is this the water one? There's one right at the top up there. I'm not quite sure which way round is which. Job to tell just by looking at them which is which. Well, we've got an unload signal here. Nope. Okay, water's the one at the top. I think, as far as the feed troughs are concerned, you can feed either there, or you can feed in front of the building round the other side. So we'll run up and dump the water in here, and then we can put some straw in for them. And we'll have to wait until tomorrow before we can fit grass and stuff in. We'll just tip that out there. Excellent. There's the water. I'm thinking that if we get a front-mounted mower, we could put that on the front of the Valtra and bring our forage wagon down here as well. And we could just mow a little strip here, just around there. I think that would be... Actually, they take quite a bit of water, 20 cattle. I will, before next episode, get the other 10 cows, so that we've got 30 of them here, and I'll put a little bit more water in for them as well. And there's one last thing I want to do before I finish up. I'm just going to unhitch that one there, spin round very quickly. I would like to at least put a bale of straw in. We'll worry about the rest of it tomorrow after we've gotten our other animals. We'll put a little bit of grass in, and... The thing is, though, so I was thinking, oh, we could do some little square bales. Didn't like that, did it? Right, come on. Let me pick one up. There we go. Right. Yeah, what I was thinking is we could do some little square bales of straw. Not straw, grass. That's all well and good, but you can't really do that. You don't make bales of grass and then just leave them. You make bales of grass and... There we go. One load of straw. Let's see how much that has actually filled up. Oh, that's about half. So we could put another bale in. I'll do that another time. I think we have run out of time. My question this week is, when the Kuhn DLC comes out, would you like me to use on this map the round bale and wrapper combo, or would you like me to use separate baler and wrapper? It's your vote, it's your game. Head in the comment section down below, let us know which one you're voting for and why. And also, it's today's topic of conversation, the Kuhn DLC. What do you think of it? Is it everything that you kind of hoped for a first DLC? Were you expecting more than this for a DLC? Yeah, what are your views on it? I would love to hear what you think about it all. So we do have time to stick one more bale in. There we go. That one is nicely done. So we got all the straw in, and we got water in. Tomorrow we'll put grass, but we won't bale small bales of grass because you can't store them. If you store grass as it is, it can eventually overheat and catch fire, or it just rots, and yeah, it's no good. You've either got to have hay or silage if you're going to long-term store it, or fresh grass is like a zero grazing thing where you go out and you cut the grass each day and you put it in for the animals. So that's what we'll have to do for grass. But yeah, so there is our cattle. We'll get 10 more before next episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.